As you know, we came in at a time when so many things were happening. And I will not go into details about what was happening because I'm sure you very well know what has been going on. But I must tell you that we are very alive to the immense responsibility that has been placed on our shoulders by the government of Uganda. And I think it's only appropriate at this point to extend my sincere thanks and acknowledgement to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the ministers for Kampala, the head of public service, and all the leaders who entrusted us with this responsibility. It is an immense responsibility that we take on with utmost humility and a deep understanding of what it means in our country at a time such as this. KCCA and the city at large has so many problems. And there are problems that we are focused and determined to address to the best of our ability within the resource envelope available to us, applying all the skills in our talent pool to ensure that the people of Kampala can know that there is an authority that cares for them and an authority that is dedicated to solving their problems. We are under no illusion that the whole list of problems that we are dealing with can be dealt with and solved in 90 days or 100 days or 3 months. We have no such illusion. But we are convinced that we can set the stage to begin resolving these problems in a methodical, intentional manner that can be seen and measured by the public. When we got this new assignment, I had a conversation with my deputy about how we intend to execute it. And we were both of the view that it is important to get a buy-in from our senior management team. The senior management team at KCCA is constituted by all directors. So it is chaired by the executive director with his deputy, and then the 10 directors who lead the various directorates at KCCA, who have just been introduced. But even in our work, we are guided by the Lord Mayor and the Central Executive Committee, who are the political leadership of this authority. But as you may also know, we also have line ministers who are our link with the executive, and you know that Kampala is in the hands of the central government, so who also give us guidance and supervise our work. But most importantly, we are accountable to the people of Uganda, and in particular, the people of Kampala. So we sat in senior management and asked ourselves an important question. What are those things that we can do in this quarter for the people of Kampala? What are those things we can do to revive the trust that has seemingly gone down over the years? There is no doubt that there is a trust deficit between the people of Kampala and the authority. We see it in the complaints on social media. We see it in the letters in the media. We see it in the community engagements. We hear the frustration sometimes even from the political leaders. So we would like to respond to that. We want to restore the trust of the citizens of Kampala and Uganda in the Kampala Capital City Authority. We want to show you that it is possible for the people you have entrusted with the technical leadership of this institution to focus on the things that are dear to you. Our predecessors guided us on the smart city agenda. We are going to keep it up. We are going to keep up the dream of the smart city agenda. But we believe that to deliver a smart city, we need to first also begin with having a smart team. And this means refocusing, re-energizing, retooling our human resources. We are blessed to have over 1,800 people working for this authority, doing incredible work at the city authority here, headquarters here, but also in the divisions. But these people need to be supervised. They need to be mentored. They need to get all the support they can get to be able to deliver their work well and on time. One of our big priorities is to revamp our human resources, make sure we align the right horses for the right races. If you get a long distance horse and you give it a short distance race, it will not do well. So we need to align our talents, our skill sets with the roles and tasks that we have as a city for effective utilization of our human resources. An organization that gets its human resource issues correct is an organization that is set to succeed. The biggest asset we have in this city is our people, the people who work for us. We are going to supervise them, we are going to monitor them, we are going to ensure that they deliver value for money. That is one of the big things. In order, after we have assembled the team, the question will be, to do what? In the next 3 months, we are going to do everything possible to enhance the cleanliness of Kampala. When I was growing up in this city, I grew up in the areas of Bukoto in the early 80s and 90s. And I used to know that KCCA was associated, KCC then, was always associated with cleanliness, Okasasiro. Cleanliness and keeping the city clean has always been one of the key deliverables of our city authority. But as you know, we are in one of the most challenging moments in the area of keeping our city clean. You all know what happened on the unfortunate date of 10th August, when we had the Kitezi garbage slide. 35 of our people died in a very bad way, very gruesome way. A very highly regrettable incident. Many people even say highly avoidable. We are now doing everything around the clock to resolve that situation and come back to normalcy. But maybe let me tell you what happened with that accident. Beyond the garbage slide happening and destroying many homes, it also blocked a channel which caused water to have a backflow. The backflow of that water caused the submerging of close to 84 houses by the last count. So we were faced with a situation of first rescuing those who could be rescued, retrieving the bodies of our dead comrades and citizens, and making sure that even those who had survived need to get out of danger. So we created a buffer zone, a 200-meter buffer zone around Kitezi, and urged our people to leave the buffer zone. Then we had to begin the battle of trying to redirect the water to go back, to unblock the blocked channel, because it was raining and the water was increasing and homes were getting destroyed. But while all that was going on, we were worried about the outbreak of disease, because you know stagnant water comes with malaria. There could be cholera outbreaks. Remember that this water had also submerged so many pit latrines in the area. So you can imagine the level of pollution. Not to mention that from the garbage heap itself, there was leachate that was flowing into the rivers, into that water. So we were dealing with many things, rescuing the people, trying to deal with the disease outbreak, trying to bring down the mountain of garbage that was still high. Yet at the same time, we had to find a place to take the rubbish that was being accumulated in the city on a daily basis to the tune of between 2,500 to 3,500 tons of rubbish per day. Thank the local governments of Mukono, of Entebbe, Nkumba, who were very helpful and who were very accommodative to us in those early days. Right now, we have been working closely with the local governments of Wakiso and Mukono to help us with the dump sites at Katikolo and Memvu, which we are yet to use, to deal with the current problem of what to do with rubbish as it goes on. But in this same spirit, let me thank the people of Kampala for your patience. I know there have been so many garbage heaps being seen in different places. Because of the difficulties of finding a new dump site, dealing with the issues of Kitezi, maybe we have not been fast enough to come and pick all this garbage wherever it is being collected. And it comes with frustration. But I want to assure you that we are doing everything within our power to restore the situation to normalcy. I want to thank the President of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Museveni, and the Prime Minister, Right Honorable Robin Anabanja, and our line ministers for the guidance they have given us thus far in trying to deal with this issue. I would like to report that we are about to find land for a new landfill, and as we speak, we are about to commission a company, to get a company to begin the decommissioning process of Kitezi, which should happen in a few days' time. We believe when this happens, the risk to lives will be highly mitigated, if not eradicated. And then we shall enter into the phase of compensating the people who lost property. The government of Uganda is committed to compensating all those who lost their properties, but the processes will require valuation exercises, mapping exercises, and in due course, compensations will be rolled out. We know that the people of Kitetika, Kitezi, and the neighborhood have really gone through so much. But we want to tell them that we feel with them. I have been to those places about maybe 5 times in the last couple of weeks, and we have been giving our people reassurances that KCCA cares for you. And we are here to make sure that we deal with these issues. And slowly, we are sure that if we continue, we will have them resolved. The issue that was happening in this period, which you must have seen, was the disquiet around our cleaners. So there were demonstrations, people are complaining they're not being paid in time, and things like this. We want to say to the cleaners that we appreciate the work that they're doing. Without those thousands of ladies, young men, and men cleaning our streets, we would be in a very, very difficult place. So their work is highly appreciated. But the problem of the delays in payment came through a process of, at one point, we had more people willing to clean our streets than the available budget. And these discrepancies caused some delays in payment. I'm glad that the Ministry of Finance and the government of Uganda came in and have helped us resolve some of these areas. And moving forward, we want to put in place a mechanism that shall ensure that our workers get paid on time for work done, because their work is extremely important and highly appreciated. Maybe before I leave the Kitezi issue, I'd like to thank our engineering team and all the people who have been working around the clock, because now, as we speak, we have managed to open up the channel, and we have managed to get all the houses, most of the houses that were submerged, out of danger. And now the water is flowing in the right way, but we still have a lot of work that we're doing to bring down the slopes. I want to thank our engineering team and all the people who have helped us in this endeavor. Please give them a clap. What are we going to do with solid waste management moving forward? We have had very big lessons that we have picked from this story, from this unfortunate story. One of the lessons is solid waste management is so big a challenge to be left to local governments. So there is a conversation at the very highest levels in government to have a national solid waste management policy. And a national solid waste management policy will also come up with a national solid waste management strategy. In the year 2024, we cannot be talking about landfills only. We should be talking about things like waste to energy. We should be talking about recycling. We should be talking about converting organic waste into manure and other things. As we are speaking right now, a call for proposals is going to be sent out, and we are going to enter into an evaluation process of dealing with the different investors who want to give us solutions in this area. Moving forward, our waste management strategy is going to focus on modern technologies, converting waste to energy, production of manure from organic waste, and recycling recyclable waste, and other ways of dealing with waste in a clean way. Luckily for us, we've got examples in Africa of countries which have dealt with the waste management problem of Africa in using African solutions. One of the things that we are really grateful for from our friends from Ghana is that they've given us good lessons on how they have managed the waste scenario challenge in Ghana, and we think we can pick so many lessons from that. But beyond that, I'd like to thank our PCA team and you people in the Fourth Estate for helping us take the message of the 3 R's out there. We will not win the waste management problem unless we have the cooperation of our public on the 3 R's, which is reduce waste, reuse waste, and recycle. If we do these things, we will reduce the burden that waste is having on us. To come up with something called the Weyonje Sanitation Challenge, which will be aimed at improving sanitation and hygiene practices across our city in the communities. This challenge will encourage households, schools, businesses, public spaces to adopt modern, state-of-the-art waste management processes. We are going to have to teach our people the importance of separation of waste at the household level so that we can have, even waste has quality. There is quality waste and waste which is not of a good quality. But all this is going to call for education and also cooperation from the population. You want services from us, but you should also be willing to cooperate with us by listening to our messages. This is how we're going to change our city. We're going to change our city by working together. We are going to listen to you, but you also need to listen to us. So that is what I'd like to say about cleanness and waste. Now, beautification of Kampala. I have been lucky to travel to Somalia. And one of the first impressions you get to any city is the road from the airport to the city center. That's the impression you get of a city. Before you even eat their food, before you know how warm their people are, before you know how interesting the nightlife is, the first thing that strikes you is how their roads are maintained, how their green spaces are kept, and the general cleanliness of an area. We want to make that a priority. We have talked to our landscaping team and the people in the physical planning department, and they have given us the assurances that by December of this year, you're going to see a more beautiful city. I told them that before I go and announce this, give me the commitment that you'll do it. And they have given me their commitment. And I have no reason not to believe them. We want to promise Kampala that we're going to make our city beautiful. We're going to keep the greens green and the lawns well kept. But what our enforcement teams are going to be serious about people who are working on our green spaces. People who drive border borders through the green spaces will not be tolerated. We cannot make a city that is modern and clean if the people are not going to cooperate. And unfortunately, among our people, there are those who cannot cooperate until they are forced to cooperate. We would prefer that we collaborate peacefully. But if need be, we are going to have to up our enforcement. And this we are doing in the interest of a cleaner city, in the interest of an organized city. I know everybody is complaining about potholes. Even me, I complain about potholes. We have asked ourselves, what should we do about Kampala's potholes? Because potholes delay the time at which you get to work. Potholes delay the time at which you conduct business while in town. The people of Kampala contribute 65% of our GDP and 75% of our tax revenues. These people have to get to work in time. And we need to facilitate productivity in the CBD. So because the problem of potholes spreads across the wider Kampala area, we do not want to overpromise. But we want to tell you that between now and December, we're going to do something that is substantial and measurable around potholes in the central business district. So before December, you will be seeing a lot of work on potholes in the central business district. But maybe that is a very generic statement. Maybe you want to hear particulars. So I'll give you the particulars. We're going to work on all the roads, potholes, on all the roads leading into the city, such as Bombo Road, Spring Road, Ginger Road, Katwe and Entebbe roads, Rubaga and Namirembe roads, among others. We believe this will improve road safety, reduce traffic congestion, and ensure smoother journeys for our people from their homes to the city as they come to be productive and pay their taxes to run this country. So this is what we're going to do, and the engineering team has told me they will not embarrass me. They're going to deliver this on time, and I have no reason to doubt it. Now, another sticky issue which we thought we need to comment upon is trade order and physical planning in the city. We have a problem with trade order. And yet trade order is one of the key deliverables of any urban city administration that's worth its name. You cannot have a city that is completely in disarray. People are selling from where they want to sell. They are selling in the middle of the roads. Cars can't pass. There are bicycles and trolleys and all sorts of things going on. We cannot continue like that. We are going to work on trade order. We know that street vendors are trying to make a living to look after their families, and these are our people. But we have to take them to work in designated markets, like Usafi, like Wandagea, like St. Balukudembe, where we still have space. But in the process, we're also going to advocate to the central government to provide more funding for more market spaces for these people, because these people need to make a living. But we need to free our streets so that we can have trade order, so not only for the beauty, but also for the people who are in the shops paying rent and paying huge taxes to government. We have to strike a balance. And sometimes this calls for taking some tough actions. I'll give an instructions to our Directorate of Legal Affairs to take the issue of the enforcement of trade order seriously. Now, on the area of development control, there are so many buildings in Kampala without permits. So many buildings in this city are occupied without occupational permits, in contravention of the law. A full, glaring show of impunity. Now, we have agreed in the senior management team that this may not be something that we can solve in 3 months, but this is something we can start on. I would like to inform all our developers out there that the season of building without permits is over. The season of occupying buildings without occupational permits is over. We will intensify enforcement, and we shall agree on a way that is workable, that takes your interest into consideration, but also that allows us to follow the law to the dot. Now, I know some of you have got a legitimate concerns about delays in processing permits, about turnaround time in whenever you apply for building permits, development permits. You are saying that they're taking long. We hear you. And we are devising a method inside to say, no, 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 no. We have to have a definite time of concluding that matter so that you don't have an excuse. I have told my teams here that we are going to speed up the process of doing business in KCCA. There's no reason why people should spend months and months waiting for permits to be approved. There's no reason. And I want to pledge to you that I will not tolerate that inside the technical wing of City Hall. But while we pledge to speed up that process, we are saying to you, the developers in our city, that we will not tolerate illegal developments. Calls from above. I can call somebody in power. I can call somebody in the security system. As long as we're in charge in our interim period, I can tell you with no fear of contradiction that that will not be tolerated. So we are going to try to restore order in physical planning. We are going to clean our house. The director of physical planning has given me assurances of cleaning our house. We concede there are problems in our house. We know it. The complaints are many, but we're going to clean our house. Let me also tell this city and the people of Kampala and Uganda at large that we, in the spirit of easing traffic congestion, we are going to do what they call signalization of the junctions. This means the deployment of traffic lights. We wanted to do it on 27, but I've been advised by our engineers that maybe in the period we are speaking about, we shall be able to do it for 20 junctions. We want to have traffic lights in about 20 junctions between now and December to ease the flow of transport, and we shall be monitoring it centrally. Hopefully, in the first half of next year, a lot of work will be done in this area to ease the flow of traffic. Yesterday, I was speaking to our engineers, and they told me that there is even designs in place to think about how to increase speed buses in Kampala, to see if we can do designs of seeing how to ease and create room for public transport to be eased. These may not happen in the first 3 months, but I can tell you they're a priority for us, and we are going to keep our eyes on them. But before I want to also tell you that we have another project called Kampala Capital City Roads Rehabilitation Project, where we are committing to also tarmac a number of roads. And these are commitments I'm making between now and December. Measurable things that you can see with your own eyes and say, are these people doing what they're saying they're going to do? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to work on Chebando Road. We are going to work on Sentema 1. We are going to work on Muzito Road, Luafu, Suna 1 and Suna 2. We are going to work on the road on 8th Street. I've seen on social media, this is a road many people complain about. We want to tell you that we have heard your complaints and we are coming to do something about it. We are going to do work on Wamala Road, Mutesa 1, Old Mubende Road, Chivebulaya, and we are going to try to do at least 3 kilometers of Port Bell Road. And in doing this work, even while we are intensifying the speed, we are going to be alive to the environmental protection protocols that govern this country. We are very concerned also about issues of environment. Now, of course, there's another elephant in the room that you must be wondering about, the issue of corruption. In the last couple of months, our building has been inundated with all sorts of investigations. State House, Anti-Corruption, IGG, CID, etc., etc. I want to inform the people of Kampala and the people of Uganda that we are going to take a firm stand against corruption within our ranks, because we are aware it's there. Now, what are we going to do practically? First, we have set up a CID unit inside KCCA, led by an Assistant Commissioner of Police. That unit is manned by about 6 officers, senior officers. This CID unit is going to be doing internal investigations. We are going to have a staff monitoring committee or team to focus on what people are doing and whether they're doing it in time and doing it correctly. We are going to open up an opportunity for whistleblowers to speak to us and to inform us of things which are going wrong outside. I'm aware, I have heard that in the IGG's office, there is a desk or a unit dedicated to KCCA. We shall collaborate with that unit and try our best to stamp out or mitigate against the disease of corruption. Because corruption is an enemy of service delivery. If corruption is not tackled, it has the capacity to destroy a nation. So for us as senior management, we have made our commitment, and I, as the interim leader, I give you my commitment to take firm actions on corruption. We have set up a rewards and sanctions committee, which is in charge of punishing errant behavior, but also rewarding good behavior. In as much as we try to take down bad behavior, we would like to encourage good behavior. We want to celebrate the people who come early and do their best to make sure that we deliver our mandate, but also punish those who seek to tarnish our name. We shall do that. And we're going to start doing that in this period that the government has entrusted with us. Ladies and gentlemen, our friends in the media, people of Uganda, we have to raise money to do the things that we do. So I have also put a demand on our revenue collection team, and they have told me that by the 31st of December this year, our coffers will be increased by 31 billion shillings within 3 months. That means from October to December, because I've already started. Now, this one means compliance, and this means enforcement. So, in as much as we are promising to deliver public services, we want you, the people of Kampala, to also do your part and pay your taxes. A bit of work on school infrastructure improvement in this quarter. I am glad to report that work on Kasubi Primary School is going to commence. We are going to do a lot of infrastructure in schools like Naguru Katare, in schools like, which is a school also in Kawempe. We also want to purchase land for Bukasa Primary School, so that school can have a football pitch. We will do some work on Kasubi Primary School, as I've told you. So there will be those infrastructural development support schools. This is what I'm promising is just for the period of 3 months, but of course, as we move forward, we shall do a lot more work in helping our schools have the necessary infrastructure to allow learners have a holistic experience of education. Our Gender Directorate has made a commitment to rescue street kids from our streets. We want our streets to have almost no street kid, if possible, by the end of December. And they're saying they're going to apply themselves to this and rescue these kids. But of course, We are aware that the prevalence of street kids on our streets is a symptom, and there is a whole study that has to be done on the drivers of this phenomenon on our streets. And when we do this study, it shall take us to the bottom of what has kept the problem of street kids becoming a constant challenge to the city. We rescue them, they come back. Rescue them, they come back. Who's bringing them back? Where are they bringing back? Where is the... So we are going to work with sister agencies and also get to the bottom of that. But while we wait to get to the bottom of it, we are going to be dealing with the freeing our streets or rescuing these children and taking them to the proper places to give them a better chance at life. Our Gender Directorate has committed before 30th December to skill over 130 young people and give them startup packages for self-employment and job creation. We all know the challenges of employment in our nation, and I'm glad that the Gender Directorate has given priority to this important matter, especially in terms of skilling, in terms of mentoring, in terms of coaching. In due course, we will be sharing with you the kind of work we are doing in this area. There's a lot of things we are doing for young people that you do not know about. But I've asked our Director Gender, Sheila, who's here, to be more visible with you people and tell the country what we are doing in regard to in this work, because it's important. The youth and other marginalized communities are our area of priority, and we want to do some tangible, measurable work in that space. But Sheila will be telling you more about that. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you must be wondering about many things, but is it going to do them in 3 months? I am not going to do them myself. The team that is here, the reason why they are here is they are here to pledge that they are going to do it. And let me tell you something also. In arriving at these pledges, we called for a general staff meeting. About 1,300 people came down to our gardens. And we told them what we are going to tell you guys today. And they pledged to us that they are going to go back to their divisions, to their workspaces, wherever they may be in this city, to make sure that these promises we are making to our country shall actually come to pass. I would like the people of Kampala to remember one thing. One thing I don't want to miss this opportunity from saying is that there is no group of people, however highly technical they are, who can have all the answers of the city. We know that the people who deal with the problems also have proposals on how to solve those problems. So we're going to intensify community engagements, barazas, conversations, town hall meetings, to talk with the leaders, to talk with the community leaders in various areas, regardless of political affiliation, to discuss the pertinent issues affecting the communities and how we can partner together to solve those problems. We would like to have very robust partnerships with the corporate world. I've asked our focal person on strategic partnerships, Julie Buchirwa, to begin thinking out of the box on how we can build constructive relations with the corporate world, with academia. There are people who spend their times in engineering school, in architectural school, thinking about solutions to ease life, to ease the livelihoods and life. We want to create spaces for conversations. I'm not talking about engaging consultants. I'm talking about conversations with the people of Kampala in their various areas of expertise, and even in their areas, in their communities, to give us ideas on what you want KCCA to do for you to make living in Kampala a better experience. We need to make our city livable. We need to make our city beautiful. We need to make our city the kind of city people would want to pay air ticket for to come and visit. So I'd like to call upon you, our friends in the media. I want to call upon you, the people of Kampala. There are things we'd like to do for you. but there are things we also expect from you. If you do your part, we pledge to do our part. And I believe that together we can change the fortunes of our city and make Kampala great again. I thank you.